So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the UK and the EU coming to more of an agreement over the Northern Ireland Protocol that was agreed by both parties last year. And so obviously the UK has been reneging on it with the internal market bill, which would basically get rid of any checks from goods between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and that's what the internal market bill would have done, which would have went against the withdrawal agreement, which I think it was Brandon Lewis, one of the MPs, Tory MP, said, "We're breaking international law in a very limited and specific way," which spawned lots of memes and other things. But anyway, so basically, the EU have given some slight concessions. So the EU aren't going to check everything that goes to Northern Ireland, but it will check things that it thinks that there are risks of these products going into the Republic of Ireland and therefore into the EU by extension. And so it's a very broad list of things that they've listed, and so we're going to have to wait for the actual legislation to actually fully show what specific things are going to be exempt, I guess, from tariffs. So if we look at this is a huge concession from the UK anyways. You can find this on the government website as well. It's the exact same statement. I'm just reading off the EU's one because it's the first one that popped up on Google. So anyways, if we break through this, so the co-chairs of the the EU-UK Joint Committee, European Commission Vice President Maros Stefkovic, and the UK Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, the Right Honourable Michael Gove, yesterday held a political meeting to address the outstanding issues related to the implementation of the withdrawal agreement. And so, from my knowledge, deal or no deal, there still has to be, the Ireland Protocol still exists as it's mentioned in the withdrawal agreement. So as far as I know of, and I could be wrong on this, even if there's a no deal Brexit, the Ireland Protocol still stands, and so goods going to Northern Ireland from Great Britain have to be checked and tariffed or whatever regardless. So if we carry on with the article, ensuring that the withdrawal agreement, in particular the protocol on Ireland and Northern Ireland, is fully operational at the end of the transition period, i.e. as of the 1st of January 2021, is essential. The protocol protects the Good Friday Agreement, which is such an important thing for multiple stakeholders, not just allegedly the UK, because we stopped caring about it by the feel of it, but also the Irish, the EU, the Europeans, and of course the Americans who were involved in the forming of the Good Friday Agreement, and so it means a lot to a lot of people, and I think people have forgotten that. The protocol, just mentioned that, following intensive and constructive work over the past few weeks by the EU and the UK, the two co-chairs can now announce their agreement in principle on all issues, in particular with regard to the protocol on Ireland and Northern Ireland. An agreement in principle has been found in the following areas. So this is where we talk about, this being a very broad brush statement here. Amongst others, so border control posts and entry points specifically for checks made on animals, plants, and derived products. So that's products made from animals or plants. Export declarations and the supply of medicines, the supply of chilled meats, and other food products to supermarkets, and a clarification on the application of state aid under the terms of the protocol. So what you can see here is they've come to some agreement on border control posts and points of entry, and these are going to be they're going to have specific ones for animals, plants, and animal and plant-based products. Export declaration, so you're going to be declaring what you're exporting into Northern Ireland. The supply of medicine, so that's another thing that's going to have to be checked and potentially tariffed, depending on if there's any tariffs of EU medicines, which there probably is. And so what that means is medicines are going to take longer to get from GB to Northern Ireland, and you can say, oh, that's the EU's fault, but it's our fault. We wanted this. In reality, not this specifically, but we wanted Brexit, and this is a product of Brexit. The parties also reached an agreement in principle with respect to decisions on decisions the Joint Committee has to take before the 1st of January 2021, in particular the concerns of the practical agreement regarding the EU's presence in Northern Ireland when the UK authorities implement checks and controls under the protocol. That's important. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Determining criteria for goods to be considered not at risk of entering the EU when moving from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. So that could be like short shelf life things that wouldn't last a few days, or something. I don't know. But basically what they determine that won't, maybe it's just stuff that's more favoured in Northern Ireland as opposed to the Republic of Ireland. Again, we're going to need proper legislation to explain all of this stuff. Determining criteria of goods to be considered not at risk of entering the EU, which mentioned that. Britain to Northern Ireland, the exemption of agricultural and fish subsidies from state aid rules, the finalisation of the list of chairpersons of the arbitration panel for the dispute mechanism so that the arbitration panel can start operating as of next year. And so what that means is they're going to have a panel to decide whether the UK has violated the Ireland Protocol, or have the UK done something that's fine and the EU have been a bit snippy about it. That's what that kind of panel are going to have to decide on. And again, we don't know a lot about it because we haven't got enough clarification. This is just a statement from both groups. And so where are we? As well as the correction of errors and omissions in Annex 2 of the protocol. In view of these mutually agreed solutions, the UK would withdraw clauses 44, 45 and 47 of the UK Internal Market Bill and not introduce any similar provisions in the Taxation Bill. I think that might be referring to the Finance Bill, which the Lords have a very limited scope on. I thought I saw something about machines. But maybe that meant mechanisms. Maybe I misread that. And so basically, this is a massive climb down from both sides in the sense of the EU aren't going to check absolutely everything that goes into Ireland, which is a great thing for people who are just selling to Ireland, because Northern Ireland. Sorry for anyone out there, to Northern Ireland, because what that means is extra costs and bureaucracy for those people. So if you have a product that's deemed as not at risk of going to the EU, then you're golden. Well, you're not golden, but you have a lot more joy. You'll have a lot more joy than a product that the EU think is at risk at going to the EU, because you're going to have to pay a tariff on it. You can get that back, but that's extra money and paperwork you have to fill out, and also a lot more declarations in customs. So if you're one of those people, you can read it on the UK website. If you don't believe me, this is the exact same statement. It's just the format is slightly different, and we're going to explain why this is a massive climb down. So we know that under the withdrawal agreement, under this new joint agreement, there will be EU staff inside Northern Ireland to check things. So EU officials, this is according to the Mirror, but I've seen it from multiple sources, EU officials will be stationed permanently in Northern Ireland within weeks in a Brexit climb down by the UK. Under a pact agreed yesterday, officers under Brussels control will supervise checks on trade that is happening within the UK's borders. Starting from January 1st, they will oversee checks on some goods being traded from east to west within the UK, from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. EU chiefs say the checks, which the UK agreed to last year under the Ireland in the withdrawal agreement, are essential because there'll be no border between the UK's Northern Ireland and EU member Republic of Ireland. And obviously we talked about that. There will be, if this Northern Ireland Protocol works properly, there will be no hard border in Ireland, which keeps the Good Friday Agreement intact. In order to avoid a massive border loophole, goods that arrive from the UK to Northern Ireland but are deemed at risk and moving to the UK later on will need EU customs checks and tariffs. So basically, like I said, I think once the product goes to Northern Ireland, if the EU think it's a risk and this will go to the Republic of Ireland, then I think you're going to get hit with a tariff and other sorts of paperwork and things like that, and you'll get your money back from the tariff once it's proved that the goods have reached somewhere in Northern Ireland. And so, in that sense, it's a climb down from the EU because not absolutely everything will be checked, and you can argue that's an EU concession. That's fine, but the UK have conceded far more from this because the UK have conceded on two major things. One is the internal market bill, which the UK basically said we're not going to do that anymore. And so, if for this new agreement to work, this joint statement thing by the co-chairs, for it to work, it means that the clauses that were put in the internal market bill cannot be put in, those specific clauses, and also can't be put through by a taxation bill or a finance bill, which the Lords have no say over. So there's the first massive climb down from the UK. The second is from Mr. Michael Gove. And so the British minister leading the negotiations on the post-Brexit Northern Ireland Protocol has rejected a European request for what he described as a mini embassy in Belfast. And what he's referring to is the EU requesting an office in Northern Ireland to make sure that all the checks were happening properly and there were no issues, basically. And so what Gove called it was a mini embassy, right? So here you can see it in the second paragraph. The EU wants to open an office to monitor checks and controls on goods crossing the Irish Sea after the end of the current transition period, which is a very reasonable ask It's very reasonable to ask this, and the UK, doing this, or at least goes rhetoric on this, is very stupid. And we had one more point on this, which is the Prime Minister said there would be no checks in the Irish Sea. So there will be no checks between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and that's something Boris Johnson said. I think it was it was last year. I think it was just after the general election. I can't remember when it was he exactly said it, but he said it. And so what we can see here is actually three massive concessions. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I guess you could argue three massive concessions from the UK. I got it wrong. It was three. So firstly, you have this one. So Boris Johnson saying there will be no checks in the Irish Sea. There will be. Secondly, Michael Gove saying there won't be an office in Belfast, what he referred to as a mini embassy. There will be an office in Northern Ireland to make sure checks are going through. And thirdly, there was a massive climb down on the internal market bill, which the UK pushed as who are the EU to tell us which bits of the UK we can and can't trade with. And so the UK the English government saying that if we want to trade with Northern Ireland, we'll trade with Northern Ireland. Who are you to stop us? And so the government had a massive climb down over that. So that's three massive concessions from the UK over just the island protocol. It's very embarrassing, to be honest. But I'm glad they've done it because these were the right things to do. But yeah, very embarrassing. And so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And none of these things guarantees a deal, by the way. This is just us adhering to an agreement that we had made. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.